going on, Jerome's Raw Real Rant? Felt very ranty after this game, where we always say, all right, so you got 24 hours, win or lose, to either celebrate with a dub or just be irrationally pissed off for a loss. And this loss was frustrating because there were so many things against the Vikings, right? And what it comes down to is the Vikings didn't execute. They had bad play calling, bad clock management, bad execution, a lot of injuries. But we always say, too, that you have to play better than the ref's ref. And apparently you have to play better than the NFL has functioning equipment at these stupid international games. Now, I'm all for growing the game abroad. It's great. But trying out all these new stadiums, and the Croke Park looks pretty sweet. But they've hosted one American football game, Penn State UCF, a couple years ago. This is the first NFL game. And it makes you irrationally pissed off because you're wondering, what was going on with Carson Wentz and the play clock that last drive? Things seemed off. Apparently, the play clock in the end zone the Vikings are marching to was out. Just magically, right? And again, if they're going to play all these stupid international games, it has to be a spot where you have standard equipment that actually functions. It's absolutely ridiculous. So the Viking, again, it shouldn't come down to this, but how big of a disadvantage is it where your quarterback cannot see the play clock in the end zone you're driving to? Would it matter at the end of the day? Maybe, maybe not. But certainly didn't help. Yeah. And the penalties, of course. The unnecessary roughness on Murph that was obviously a flop by Steelers number 15. And also the Diamond Dallas Turner roughness, even though DK was grabbing his face mask and talking junk. Just stupid, man. Just stupid. The hold wiping out the 54-yard kick return. Also, Jonathan Grenard being held every single play by Broderick Jones. I don't know. Like I said, you got to play better than the ref's ref, and the Vikings didn't. And there's a lot of things to go against them. And all the freaking injuries, whether it's O'Neal, Kelly again, Hargrave got banged up this game, returned. Carson Wentz got beat to hell behind this bad offensive line because Kevin O'Connell's like, oh, the running game is working. Let's get back to dialing up these 7-step drops with 3 backup offensive linemen in the game. And I respect Carson Wentz. He fought the good fight today, but it is what it is. And also, I was told that injured offensive linemen and bad play calling was no excuse for J.J. McCarthy. I was told that he was supposed to transcend and rise above that. Now, he did in the fourth quarter against the Bears. And Carson Wentz, that last drive, clock aside, play calling aside, decision to onside kick aside, was the most stupid and discombobulated drive I've seen in a lot of Vikings football at the end of the game. Just frustrating. I mean, hell, give Reichert a chance from 70. You couldn't even get to the 40 on your own side of the field. All right, but I mean, it's hard to look at this game and see it. And I understand, well, this is just cope. This is just you making excuses. No, not really. And what's frustrating is that this team is extremely talented. It'd be one thing if you show up, play your best, you just got your ass kicked. That means your team's not good enough. Right? But a talented team that does not play well, that does not execute, that does not play smart situational football is just as bad as a talentless team. But silver lining is that all of these injuries, or the majority of them, short and medium term, this team will be crescendoing middle of the season, end of the season. Hopefully that football will matter. And I think it will, because you know who's going to take this loss the hardest? Kevin O'Connell. Has to. I mean, this game was squarely on him. Play calling was bad. You didn't have the offensive line to be able to stick with the play calling. You got away from the quick game, which, by the way, would have been nice to see J.J. McCarthy operating with a quick game to Justin Jefferson. Who knew that you actually do have that part of the playbook? Yeah. As well as just bad situational football. Just bad awareness end of the game. And you look at Addison, maybe, was he not sprinting 100%? Did he think he was walking in the end zone? That cost the Vikings a minute. Had to run several plays just to try and get in the end zone. The decision to onside kick, which is such a low percentage play, versus booting it deep. Could have kicked it out of the end zone. Yes, they would have started at the 35, but no time would have come off limited time would have come off the clock. It still would have been, you still would have had the 2-minute warning, and you have better field position to play defense. And maybe you won't be pinned at the back of the end zone. And then situationally at the end, spiking it on 3rd and forever, I don't know. And even if they completed that last pass to Addison over the middle on 4th down, it would have gotten the first, except the clock would have ran out. So there's a lot to work on. And I know that everyone's celebrating the Steelers. It really was more about the Vikings' mistakes. Well, on top of the Vikings' mistakes was them getting screwed by the officials, as well as, obviously, the clock malfunction. I know Steelers fans piss and moan, oh, what about Jordan Mason's fumble? What about the interception? It was clearly not a fumble. He was out of bounds, as well as it clearly was not an interception. So, miso sai that the refs are actually calling things accurately, and you think that puts you at a disadvantage. It's just frustrating. And all these injuries piling up. I know that there's a lot of randomness in injuries, but also you have to wonder, is there something going on with the strength team, with the conditioning team, training team, medical team? I feel like someone has to be offered up as a sacrificial lamb. Because how do you have this many injuries to key players all at once? And it just seemed like every other drive, another major player went down. Also, Ryan Kelly should probably wear a Guardian cap. I don't know, man. I don't know. But as I said, this team still had a shot because talent still rises to the top. But it's been an uneven, basically 3 games. And the Bengals game was great. Everyone showed up and showed out, even though they still had a lot of penalties. Again, sloppiness and execution. This is not a hallmark of a Kevin O'Connell coach team. This is not the hallmark of a Brian Flores coach defense. 8 penalties again today, 13 against the Bengals, 8 against the Falcons. They just got to clean this up. And that's what's frustrating. The talent is there. All the pieces to the puzzle are there, except they can't get on the same page because of injuries, because of chemistry, because of whatever. And like I said, Carson Wentz fighting the good fight. You have to ask yourself, can you win a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz? I think the answer is no. So you roll with J.J. McCarthy when he's healthy. Can you win a Super Bowl with J.J. McCarthy? You have a 3-year window to do so. And I understand. Well, I just want this team to win games. Obviously, so do I. Frankly, it's kind of passive-aggressive and condescending. I just want this team to win games. This is how we get into this trap of recycled veterans over and over and over and over and over again. And again, Carson Wentz was a stud today at times. And bad offensive line, bad play calling, I was told, is not an excuse for a quarterback. Because J.J. McCarthy was expected to float above the fray and be freaking... I was trying to think of the wizard name from Lord of the Rings. Except I actually don't care about Lord of the Rings. Gandalf? Is he supposed to be Gandalf? Yeah. Or he's supposed to be Gandalf. And guess what? He was against the Bears. So he's got that notch in his belt. And again, Wentz against the Bengals was great. Except what was anything that Carson Wentz did against the Bengals that J.J. McCarthy can't do? And the plan all off season, the plan for the future of the team is building around J.J. McCarthy. So get him in there, let him sling it, get him some reps, and Kevin O'Connell needs to clean up this play calling. He's constantly going away from what works and deciding to dive headlong into what you're not equipped to do. And that's what he did the first 2 games with bad offensive line that was dinged up. hey, let's keep calling these long developing plays. Let's make sure that J.J. McCarthy does not face a third and short ever. Let's always put him in third and long spots. And also, hey, let's get rid of the quick game. Let's not run that at all with Justin Jefferson. Let's not do that. Yeah. And this game, the quick game was working. Oh, and by the way, Kevin O'Connell just bragging all week is like, oh, this goes back to the Croak turf as well. So real grass stadium, it's great. But the first NFL game, this turf, this grass was not up to NFL standards. The Vikings were slipping and sliding all game long. Jefferson falling down before the half goes from a sure touchdown to a field goal, as well as Addison getting chased down by Peyton Wilson. You could tell he clearly stumbled after he got turned around after the catch. It took him a while to get his footing back, and also maybe he didn't run as hard as he can, where Peyton Wilson obviously was. So that's two footing issues that cost the Vikings 2 touchdowns in a game that was decided by 3 points. And Addison, yes, they ultimately did score a touchdown, but they also lost a minute of clock. So I don't know, man. It's just frustrating beyond all heck. But frankly, the early bye is good. And Kevin O'Connell still believe, he's the reigning defending NFC coach or NFL coach of the year. And a lot of the issues, a lot of the blame falls squarely on his shoulders. He is the head coach. He's the offensive play caller. He is the quarterback whisperer. Right? So get this thing straightened out. J.J. McCarthy is a quarterback 1. Let's get back to playing tough, physical, disciplined football. We'll just take it from there. Still a ton of belief in this team. They have the talent there. Just got to put it together. And also get freaking healthy. I know that injuries happen to every single team, except the Vikings are 2 full standard deviations above the mean. So a regression back to health is going to be nice. We'll see. Anyways, that's it. Raw rant. Vikings, the love of my life, but you frustrate me. Seems pretty standard. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull, production value.